Welcome back guys to another video. Hopefully you're all doing well today as always, and today I'm going to be doing my review of Clash of Champions 2019. So I don't normally do like reviews of wrestling events. Normally I just make live reaction videos, but I did used to make live reaction videos to the events, but then I couldn't show any footage, so it just wasn't really the best idea. I still done it anyway because it was still kind of interesting, I guess, but then I was like, you know what, there's no point in me doing this, so I thought I might as well make not live reactions but still my reactions, but just after I've watched the show off camera, and just give you guys my overall opinion on the show. And that's what I'm going to do for every wrestling show that happens here on out. The Raw Tag Team Championship match now, so Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode defeated Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman. So this was a weird finish in my opinion because it didn't really make much sense. So I guess it does make sense in the fact that, you know, everyone expected Braun Strowman and Seth Rollins to have a miscommunication in the matchup that would cause one of them to take the pinfall, and that happened to be Seth Rollins to take the pinfall, and that's the part where it doesn't really make sense to me. Like it just isn't that realistic. So Braun Strowman ran at, it was Robert Roode. Yeah, he ran at Robert Roode and just bulldozed him, but then Robert Roode went back into Rollins. Rollins went back, hit his face off the turnbuckle, so that pretty much sent him down. And then Dolph Ziggler pulled down the ropes for Braun Strowman to go over to the outside. And then Robert got up and hit that glorious DDT on Seth Rollins for the win. So when I'm actually saying it out loud, it kind of does make sense, but the reason why I'm saying it doesn't is because Seth Rollins should really kick out of that considering the matches he's been through. I know obviously it's fake and all that, so it doesn't really matter, but if we're talking about kayfabe, you know, like in the world of WWE, Seth Rollins has defeated Brock Lesnar twice. Pretty impossible. So I don't know, I just don't think he should have really lost in that way, but it is what it is, and that's a good result, you know. I think we all expected Robert and Dolph to win the Raw Tag Team titles. There's no way Seth and Braun were going to hold them going into their Universal Championship match. The Smackdown Women's Championship match, Bayley defeated Charlotte Flair. Now this was very interesting because Bayley did a very heel thing. She obviously opened up the turnbuckle, exposed the turnbuckle, took like the padding off so that there was a little metal bit, you know what it is, right? And then she obviously sent Charlotte into that and then went for the pin. 1, 2, 3, there we go, easy stuff. And then she just literally went, grabbed her title and just ran out the building. And I thought that was a bit weird, but I mean, it is a very heel thing to do. Then again, Bayley, I thought she didn't really see herself as a heel. So yeah, I don't know, it's a bit weird, but I liked it. The Smackdown Tag Team Championship match, the Revival defeated the New Day. Now at this stage, I think we would all be expecting Randy Orton to win that WWE Championship later on, wouldn't we? This was quite shocking. I wasn't really too sure if the Revival would do it, and if the Revival were to do it, then Randy Orton surely would have won his match, right? But we'll get to that later. And this match had a very interesting finish. So they hit the Shatter Machine on Xavier Woods. Could have went for the cover, got the 3 count, easy stuff. But then Dash Wilder gave instructions to his partner, Scott Dawson, to expose the knee of Xavier Woods. And then it was a really awkward moment where Scott Dawson didn't really know what was going on for some reason. Like, did they even plan that before? Like, I don't really know why, but he was just kind of like, what? What? And then Dash was like, the knee, expose it, come on, get the knee. So that was a slight botch, but nevertheless, they ripped open his like trouser leg, and if he had a knee pad on, I think, and then Scott Dawson applied that submission on the knee to make Xavier Woods tap out. So, pretty good stuff, even though there was a bit of an awkward moment. The WWE Women's Tag Team Championship match, we had Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross defeating Fire and Desire. I do like that team name as well for Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, but anyway, it was not their night on Clash of Champions night, and I'm happy with that because I do like Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. I think they do make a good team, and they are making them tag titles look very good and making them a bit more important. I do feel like the Iconics, no offense, it was just quite dead, to be honest with you, when they had the titles, but that wasn't their fault. And can I just say, Alexa Bliss's outfit there was something else. Yeah, I'll just say it was something else. hell. The Intercontinental Championship match, Shinsuke Nakamura defeated The Miz. Now, this was a bit predictable, I do feel like, because Sami Zayn obviously being in the corner of Shinsuke Nakamura. We all kind of expected a distraction to happen, which would cost Miz the match. And that's exactly what happened, wouldn't you know? So The Miz hit a skull-crushing finale, could have got that win right there, but Sami Zayn got up on the ropes and tried to get into the ring to cause a distraction. The referee was like, no, 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 get back, get back, get back. And yeah, Shinsuke Nakamura had time to recover. The Miz got distracted by Sami Zayn and he chased him around the ring, ring a rosies, quite literally ring a rosies, like it's a ring and they're going rosies, you know, madness. And then he went right the way around and caught a big kick from Nakamura, and then he rolled him into the ring. Shinsuke set him up for the Kinshasa. 1, 2, 3, there we go. Happy days. Yay, we love it. I mean, I didn't really want anyone to win anyway, to be honest with you. I forgot about this match, like it just isn't really important to me, and that's kind of a shame actually, since the IC Championship, it's meant to be one of the most prestigious out there, and it's just not really right now, is it? Any hoosies. Moving on to the Raw Women's Championship match. This was a very good match, probably the best match of the night. Sasha Banks defeated Becky Lynch by disqualification. Do not forget the disqualification part, which means that Becky Lynch is still a champion. So, I mean, obviously this sets up for a Hell in a Cell match. The feud will continue, but I don't know if I like that, you know? I don't know. I'm very, like, picky, though. I'm very fussy with rematches, I think. I mean, I've been watching wrestling since, like, February just. Like, it's been a very short amount of time in the long run. And, like, there's been a lot of rematches going from each pay-per-view. And for some reason, I don't know if it's just me, but I'm just not a fan of rematches at all. But I think that's just me. I think, like, a lot of people love to see rematches, especially when it's, like, Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch. So, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's quite cool that they're going to continue and have a good Hell in a Cell match, hopefully. But then this whole chaotic brawl ended with Becky Lynch putting on that disarmer on Sasha Banks, but through a chair, which, to be honest with you, that was very cool. Looked very deadly indeed. Sasha Banks was tapping out like crazy, but obviously the match was over. It was too late for that. So, yeah, it ended like that. Becky Lynch walked out as, I guess, the last woman standing. And then we had the one and only WWE Championship match. Now with this one, I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty annoyed with the result. So Kofi Kingston defeated Randy Orton in a very clean fashion. You know, there was no countouts this time like SummerSlam. It was all very fair and good. And Kofi Kingston proved that he had what it takes, which is cool. But at the same time, I really did want Randy Orton to win the championship there and then, to be honest with you. Now, don't get me wrong, Kofi's title run has been very good, and the fact that he was even able to capture that championship at WrestleMania was obviously a very special moment, but it's been a good while now, you know, like, what, 5 months, I think? And in my opinion, it's about time we move on to the next one, you know? But fair enough to Kofi Kingston, you know, he done well, it was a very good match. But I'm interested to see what's next for him. Obviously, Hell in a Cell is the next pay-per-view. Will he get a Hell in a Cell match? Hopefully, since it is like the best championship. Even though it's not really treated like that. You know, the Universal Championship is nowadays, but whatever. I hope Kofi can have a good Hell in a Cell match with someone who is not Randy Orton, you know? That's weird because I wanted him to win. But now that he lost, I don't want him in the title picture anymore because I don't want to see a rematch again. And this was a very interesting finish because Randy Orton went for that punt kick that was indeed banned. So everyone was kind of like, oh god, is he really going to hit this here? And then Kofi dodged out of the way, set up for a Trouble in Paradise, went for the cover, 1, 2, 3, there we go. A very nice finish, very good indeed. But again, I'm not too happy with the result, but it's alright, you know, it's not the worst thing in the world. Kofi Kingston is still an amazing wrestler, so it's alright. The no disqualification match now between Eric Rowan and Roman Reigns. This was something else, simply because we obviously had a very big return. Now this for me feels like a new wrestler because I've been watching since February, and Luke Harper, who did return, has not been in WWE like at all in that period of time since February to now. I did hear about him and how he was promised his release. He even put out like a statement on Twitter saying, thank you for everything, but it's time to move on with my life. And then Vince McMahon was like, nope. And he changed his mind and actually just kept him in WWE, but then wasn't even using him, like he was just sitting out at home. So like what's the point? Now that he's back, I do want to see what is going to be going on for him. Obviously he's going to be teaming up with Eric Rowan now, and again this leads on to another point that I need to make. So I thought, and I think a lot of you people would have thought this as well, that Daniel Bryan would be behind all of this, you know, all of this chaos, you know, like he obviously fell out with Eric Rowan and called him a liar and all that, but we all thought he was doing that to trick the fans, trick everybody, and then it would turn out that Daniel Bryan was behind it all, and then we would get Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns, and yeah, that's how it would all go down. It still could happen, maybe, you know, we could have a faction between Daniel Bryan, Eric Rowan and Luke Harper, but will that happen now? I'm not too sure. I kind of want to see Daniel Bryan turn face. That would be nice, but I don't know. But now let's talk about the main event, the Universal Championship match between Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman. I am utterly devastated about this one. Like, I am just very, very annoyed about this one because of the result. So Seth Rollins beat Braun Strowman, right? And I'm not happy about that one bit. I thought for sure Braun Strowman would get his chance and win that championship to go on and face his former Wyatt family member, Bray Wyatt, at Hell in a Cell. Like, that just makes for such a good storyline, but what have they done? They've just made Seth Rollins retain. Like, why? Seth Rollins is a great wrestler, a great guy, but I just want to see someone else, preferably Braun Strowman. Like, that was a chance. That was a chance to get that title off of him and move on to new storylines, but have they done that? No. Am I surprised? No. Now, the way this match finished, it was pretty cool because we saw 4 curb stomps to put away Braun Strowman. He kicked out of 3, and then he went and actually countered the 4th, the first time I think, picked Rollins up and went for that power slam, and I thought, you know what, this is going to be it, the turnaround that we all need and we all want, and then Braun Strowman can finally win that championship, but then Seth Rollins just slipped out of it, and then done something and ended up hitting a 4th curb stomp on him and went for the cover and got the win, and I was just like, oh my fucking god, give me a break. But then to end off the night, we had The Fiend coming out and attacking Seth Rollins, obviously foreshadowing their match at Hell in a Cell, which was a cool moment, but I just wanted to see Braun Strowman take on The Fiend. Why Seth Rollins? It makes no f***ing sense. And that is it for the rundown of Clash of Champions 2019 and my opinions on the show. And I'm going to give an overall opinion right now before I leave you guys. I'll rate this show out of 10. That'll just put things into perspective of how I feel about it in a good way. I'll give it a solid 5, like, you know, halfway there, because the majority of the matches were just terrible. Not terrible as in the wrestling was terrible, but like the results and just what really happened was, you know, not too good. I mean, only 2 titles changed hands, and they were both the tag team championships, so like, why is that a thing? Why did that just happen? But that is it for my review and thoughts and opinions on Clash of Champions 2019. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this one, and if you did, then make sure you drop a like on the video for me. Subscribe to the channel if you want to stick around and see more videos from myself. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.